Hey everyone. I will give everybody just a few moments to join. I am doing something a little bit differently for this stream so that I can try to practice streaming to multiple channels at once, which is a bit new for me. So if you guys could just confirm, if somebody in the comments could confirm that they're seeing me and hearing me, that would be great. Uh, so I know that I've at least mastered that much. So, um, and then I will check. Okay, I think I'm streaming. Yes. Okay. All right. I am streaming. I am here. I just now need to figure out the rest of it. But okay. Okay. I think I'm good. All right. So we are going to go over our new arrivals we've gotten in. We have had, oh my gosh, so many new arrivals that have come in as of late. We've got leatherettes, we have maker prints, we have two-tones, so much that we were waiting on and we thought they would be spaced out, but then they all arrived at once, which was nice, but also a lot of work. So, and a lot stuff to like download onto everyone. So to start off, I will go ahead and let's do the two-tones and the tri-layer. So we launched our first tri-layer. We have the white, red to green tri-layer. So we launched our first tri-layer. This is just a little sneak peek. We have several more tri-layers that will be in later this month. We're super excited for this product. You guys might have seen tri-layers from a few other suppliers, but we're super excited for these and can't wait to show you the like custom colors and combos we came up with for tri-layers. But to start, we've got the white, green to red, which is perfect for the festive holidays, making ornaments or stocking tags in the multiple colors. I was actually pleasantly surprised since we've been working with the tri-layer how easy it is to get the dual engraving with the different colors by just changing the settings around. I did it on our 60 watt epilogue. I know Courtney and Patrick tried it out on our Thunderbolt. So we will be updating settings for that. And then I still need to play around on the Glowforge. So those are the ones that we'll start figuring out with the tri-layers. Outside of our first tri-layer, we also brought on several new two-tones. So we have a lot of different neon two-tones on hand. The first set of the two-tones are neons to white. So we have a neon pink to white two-tone, neon orange to white two-tone, this like neon green to white two-tone. So, woo, I'm just like dropping them. I'm a mess today. So we've got those neon two-tones, and then we also have where it engraves to black. So for these, we've got the neon pink to black, neon green to black, neon yellow to black, and then the neon orange to black. So we have all those neons to black in two tones. And then finally in the two tones, for neons, we were on a big neon kick. We have these black to neon two tones. So you have a black to orange neon two tone, black to yellow, then a black to green. So these are kind of fun and funky if you like that neon fluorescent look. I'm super excited about them. All right, let's see. Am I able to? Okay, so I can see the chats for Instagram or for YouTube, but I have to go to Instagram to see that. So that is something. Sorry, I'm like learning how to do all of this. Hi, Shani. Feel free to put everything, any questions or comments in the comments. I am in the showroom and I'm bouncing around between the different softwares to keep up with the chats and the comments. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me throughout all this. So again, if you're just hopping on, we're going over new arrivals. The first set of new arrivals we went through are the fun neon two-tones. We have a variety of colors that engrave white, black, or black that engrave neon. And then we also showed off our first of many tri-layers, which is the white, green to red tri-layer. The next thing I'm going to go over are the new maker prints. So we launched or relaunched our previous printed acrylic series, I think after about 4 years where we had stopped offering it. So we relaunched with a few of our favorite patterns from the past, and we've added some new ones. So I'm super excited to go over all the new maker prints. I'm going to start with our new Halloween ones. So for Halloween, we have the ghosts on black. Courtney named these, and I do not know the name. So I'm going to really quickly make sure I have all the names on hand for these, because otherwise I've hit the saturation point where I don't know all the names memorized off the top of my head. So that is a bit of a problem. All right. So this is the retro ghost, the black matte retro ghost. So they are white ghosts on a black mat. Then we have the black matte scattered retro bones. So they are white bones on a black mat. And then we have the black matte jack-o'-lantern. So these are purple, not purple. Oh my gosh. Guys, it has been a week. Orange jack-o'-lanterns on black mat. So these are the new maker prints we got in for Halloween. We still have the other maker prints we brought on for Halloween to start, the bats on black mat, the webs on white, and the blood splatter. So plenty of fun options for Halloween. We also decided to start on some Christmas ones. So for Christmas colors, we've got candy cane stripes maker print. So these are a red candy cane stripe on top of a white core, so it engraves white. Then we have the clear Christmas lights textured maker print. So these are some festive little lights on a clear that can be really fun for some ornaments or decor pieces. And then diode laser friendly. Sorry, are you talking about, Shawnee, for the diode laser friendly, are you talking about the neons or the two-tone neons, or are you talking about the maker print, since I didn't see those right away? If you're talking about the neons, I know the black ones will work on the diodes. And then off the top of my head, I'm fairly certain the ones with the black core work on the diodes. The ones that can be really hit or miss are the ones with the neons with the white core. But we do have the list on the diode compatible list on our website. We aren't able to test everything on the diodes as quickly as we would like, because we use our Glowforge Aura to test all the materials on the diodes. So we try to get to them as quickly as we can when they're new arrivals, but we might not have been able to try out all of these yet. So I am not sure if they are on there. Let me see. I'll have to find out. All right. Sorry, I'm catching up. Random, how much are the sheets of plastic? They are going to vary based off of the style of plastic or style of acrylic and the sheet size. So most of our sheets are going to be a standard 12 by 19 size, and they start at, I believe, $5.25 and go up to $24.99 for the 12 by 19 sheet size. What's going to impact it is the color, the style, the thickness. Quarter inch is going to be more expensive than 1/8 typically. Glitters and specialties tend to be more expensive to produce than your standard clears or whites. So they really range from a wide variety of prices, which is great for budgets, for different budgets. And then we also do have our 12 by 12 craft plastic sheets, which are a different type of laser cutting engravable plastic. And those, I believe, are under $5 a sheet. So it really just depends on your budget and what you're looking to work with. Oh, the new thin craft plastic. So the craft plastic sheets are all $4.25 for a 12 by 12 sheet. And right now we only offer them in 12 by 12. All right, I think that's all the questions over here. Hold on. Okay. So then I was on the maker prints for the Christmas. I showed the Christmas lights, the candy cane stripes, and then we have candy cane lane on white. So these are just some fun little candy cane clusters on white. So these are the first round of Christmas maker prints that we've brought on, as well as we added a few more to our Halloween lineup. Outside of that, we brought on some non-holiday maker prints that I am super excited about. The first are the camo maker prints. We have a green camo maker print that engraves black, and then we have a pink camo maker print that engraves white. So you can have a little bit of fun with either of these. And then the other two ones we brought on are just a nice basic black and white checkered, and it's on a white core, and a pink cow on the white core. So I actually really love all of these new ones. I think you can do a lot of fun stuff with them. And the pink cow is actually one that was requested for quite a long time. And I used pink cow. I used this pink cow print on our glitter sublimation, and a lot of people thought it was a maker print. So I obviously had to get it as a maker print as soon as possible. So we've got the pink cow. So these are our other fun little maker prints that we have available. All right. Can you show some glitters? I can show some glitters. Are there, because I am in the showroom, so I can hop up and walk around and show some glitters off. If you let me know what glitters you want to see, because I think at this point we have almost 100 styles of glitters if you consider like fine glitters, like your standard glitters, and then if you also count confettis or flakes as glitters. So they're all throughout the showroom. So if you let me know what glitters you want to see, I will get up and show those around. So outside of the acrylic for new arrivals, we also have a ton of new leatherette that came in that I am super excited about. So the first new leatherette we got is, and we're calling them maker leatherettes. So we have our maker prints, our maker leatherette, our maker MDF. So our maker leatherette is a holographic chrome to black leatherette. This is gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. It has a really smooth finish, so it's not textured like with like a textured like lychee like dippling that you might see on previous leatherette styles of ours. It's a completely like smooth finish and glossy, and it engraves black. It engraves really, really nicely, cuts really nicely. And we also got a keychain, a holographic keychain blank that engraves black. I still have to engrave this one for the photos. So these are super fun, super cool. I can't wait to make something with it. I just have to decide what I want to make with it. And then Pink tones and chunky glitters. Okay, let me show off the leatherette and then I will really quickly, and then I will show, we can do like kind of a bit of a showroom tour. So then the other leatherette we got in is, we're calling it our signature collection. So we're starting out our signature collection with 4 colors. And the one that will kind of explain to you the differences between the collection the best will be our rawhide signature collection, because we have our normal rawhide maker leatherette. So if you've gotten leatherette from us before, or you've worked with leatherette in the past, you might be familiar with like this style of leatherette. So this is a version of our rawhide maker leatherette, and it has, you can see kind of like this leather grain and texture on it. So with, I would say almost like a satin finish. It's not truly matte and it's not truly glossy. And this is the style of a lot of our leatherettes. So our rawhide to black maker leatherette, our olive green to black leatherette, is all has this kind of standard style. However, we are now carrying our signature collection. So this is the rawhide of our signature collection. And if you see them, you can kind of tell how the signature rawhide, it's a really smooth. There's almost no texture to it. And there's this slight like distressed shading and patterning that mimics kind of more luxurious leatherette. So this is probably mimics more of like that leather you would see like in a vehicle or on furniture. So this is the rawhide, the signature rawhide maker leatherette. So all of our signature pieces kind of follow that type of finishing and lack of texture. I will say the great thing about it, it makes it 1,000 times easier to clean off any of the residue. If you've worked with engraving leatherette before, you can get some of that soot or char in to the textures, and you can clean it off easily, but it's a bit of a pain. So the great thing about the signature collection is it wipes off a lot easier and is a lot smoother. And we decided to come up with a few custom colors in the leatherette collection. So one that is not custom, but is one of the styles we brought in, is the black to black signature maker leatherette. Here is a comparison of it with the black to black leatherette. Let's see if I can get it well enough to show. So you can see again that the standard black to black maker leatherette has that like texture and grain, while the signature black to black maker leatherette is smooth and has a more like subdued, elevated, like luxurious look and feel to it. So we have the rawhide to black in the signature maker leatherette, the black to black in the signature maker leatherette. I love how it engraves because it just gives you this really cool kind of like contrast black engraved, like monochromatic look. But then we also started with 2 unique colors. We worked on some custom colors with the manufacturer, and the first 2 we decided to bring on are the forest green, the signature forest green maker leatherette. The lighting in here is so terrible. I'll see if it looks better on the bigger sheet, if you can get a better idea of the color. And I'm sorry for the fluorescent lights, but it's this really like rich, dark forest green that just looks so luxurious. I'm in love with it. And then the other one we have, and again, the lighting is just not going to do it justice, so I highly recommend you get online and look at the photos, is our signature navy to black leatherette. Though the blue is looking a little bit more clear. You can see the blue a little bit better. So you just see that like light veining and patterning you get in the sheet on the signature leatherette, but it's all just like smooth and very like almost like velveteen to the touch. So these are, and I dropped my other sample chip. Woo. So these are the new leatherettes we have, the holographic chrome to black And then the signature collection with the signature black to black maker leatherette, the signature rawhide to black, navy, and the green. Oh, when they're all together, you can see a lot more that it is green and not black. That looks better. Now you can get a much better idea of the colors of those 4 colors. And then we also did get the signature rawhide to black maker leatherette as a keychain blank as well. And let me see that if I'm all up to date on comments and questions. All right, so I got to show off some pink glitters and some chunky glitters. And let me all right. So yeah, those are all of the new arrivals. I'll do a quick run through really quickly again for everybody that hopped on, and then I will move over to the glitters, and anybody else, if you want to see something, see a specific color, you want to see if we have a color that matches something, just put it in the comments. So just a review, the new arrivals we have our first tri-layer, the white, red to green tri-layer. We've got more coming. Then we have our new neon two-tones. So we have several neon to black two-tones. Oh, I missed one. Several neon to black two-tones. Some neon to white two-tones. And then the black to neon two-tones. I think these ones are super fun. I'm really digging the black to orange two-tone, especially for Halloween. So I got to figure out something to do with those. Then we have our new maker prints for Halloween. We've got the jack-o'-lanterns, the retro bones, and then the retro ghosts. So something for everyone. And for our first round of Christmas maker prints, we have the Christmas lights on clear, candy cane stripes on white, and then candy cane lane on white. So these are some good basics for the holidays. And of course, if you're like me and you just want something fun and funky, we've got a green camo and black and a pink camo and white, and then a pink cow print, which I love, and I'm definitely gonna have to do like some cowboy boots or something, like little keychain out of that, and some black and white checkered. So those were the other maker prints. And then again, I just went over them, so I won't go through them all. The new leatherettes, holographic chrome to black, and then our new signature maker leatherette collection. So tons of new stuff. I think if we look at the other new arrivals we brought in earlier, the last time I did a live, I think we've had, gosh, like over 30 or 40 new arrivals in 2 months or something like that. So that's a lot, but we're excited for it. And we have some really big stuff planned the rest of the year and before the holidays. So now I will move to the glitters. I'm going to have to walk and talk. So we wanted to see some pinks and some chunkies. Oh, excuse me. All right, I got to unplug so I can walk and talk. All right, let me know if everything's still okay. Since I'm not doing this on my phone. All right. I will make sure I have the chat log open. So we wanted to see some pinks and some chunkies. So, all right, I'm gonna set this here. Woo! It's a lot different doing this on my computer and not my phone. So for pink glitters, I'm gonna just start with the standard pink glitters that we've got that tend to be the more popular ones, just to kind of show what we're starting with. So we've got your standard pink glitter and then the magenta pink glitter. The magenta pink glitter does have some color shifting in the glitter particles versus the pink glitter is kind of just your standard pink. Then we have your bright pink glitter. This is tropical purple, but I feel like it fits into the pinks a little bit, apparently, when I grabbed it. But we have your bright pink purple, your tropical pink, bright pink glitter, tropical pink glitter, and then the light pink glitter. So if you wanted to see them all kind of laid out, I would probably do it. Woo. So those are kind of the standard pink glitters. If you're looking for kind of the more opaque, fine glitter flakes. Then for chunky glitters, I don't know if the person who wanted to see chunky glitters wants to see just pink or other chunky glitters. So if you have a preference, let me know in the comments while I figure out where to put these. I might just have to come back. I have no idea where I grabbed this one. There we go. All right. Let me check the comments, make sure I'm. Hi, Bale. Bale, you've ignored my text. I feel so unloved. Do we ship to Argentina? We do ship internationally. When we do any international shipping, unfortunately, orders outside of the U.S. aren't eligible for our free shipping, and you guys are responsible for any like customs duties that might apply to that. You can email us at info@houstonacrylic. You can also just create an order of a cart, and then it'll show you before you check out or commit what your shipping cost would be, so you have an idea there. All right. Let me scroll up, just make sure I'm okay. So I'm going to go back to showing off some glitters, but people said chunky glitters. So let me go to chunky glitters. I'm in the chunky glitter section. So let's see, which chunky glitters do I want to show off? We'll sit up here while I go over the chunky glitters. All right. For chunky glitters, I'm going to show some of my favorites and some of the ones I think are the most underrated. So, also, I will say people who go with chunky, like chunky, I feel is a bit different people have different opinions on chunky, on what constitutes as chunky. So I apologize if some of these don't feel chunky to you. All right. So starting with some of my favorite chunky styles. All right. So this one is one of my favorites right now. It's back to school confetti, and it's not 100% opaque. You can see that it is embedded in clear acrylic, and it's not, there is some like clear areas and voids, so you can, see my fingers are wet through it, but it's a chunky glitter, and I wanted it to look kind of like pencil shavings for back to school. So this is probably one of my favorites, and I think one of the most underrated is the back to school confetti. The other chunky glitter that I'm obsessed with, it was an exclusive style I came up with last year with the manufacturer, and I was just blown away by how freaking gorgeous it ended up being. And it's great for fall or for weddings, is the Copper Rose confetti. So it's a mix of like holographic rose gold flakes and copper flakes and pale gold flakes. And it's just super, super dynamic in person and one of my favorites. And I was so proud with how it, like, the idea I had in my head and how it ended up being like translated in reality was awesome. The other ones that I really like, I have these two, but this one's really good for the holidays. This one I love, and I think it should get more love too. So I'm going to grab this one. Okay, so the other ones I really like right now are the Celebration Chunky Hex. So the Celebration Chunky Hex, at first we got it thinking it would be good for like birthday parties or like kind of have that birthday feel. People love it for Christmas. Like it fits, I guess, like kind of the more, if you like the vintage look, but not the vintage pastel look for Christmas, you like the more vintage, like jewel tone look for Christmas. A lot of people have been using this on Christmas decor, stockings, things like that. And I think it is killer. So this is the Celebration Chunky Hex. Then I don't think you can go wrong at all with anything from the Sparkle Confetti collection. But from there, the Face Sparkle is the most popular, and the engraving in the showroom is engraved on the wrong side. But the Face Sparkle is insane and insanely popular. But the one that I think is gorgeous, that I think is underrated, is the Cherub Sparkle. So it's like this coral pink, holographic, chunky, and I think it's amazing. So I think you can't go wrong with anything in the Sparkle collection. We have other colors as well, but the Face Sparkle is a go-to or a favorite, fan favorite, and the Cherub Sparkle is, I think, one of the more underrated ones. Then the other one that I really like, especially this time of year, because I think it flexes between Halloween, depending on your Halloween aesthetic, as well as Christmas, depending on your Christmas aesthetic, is the Whimsy Daisy. So the Whimsy Daisy is like pastel, lilac, mint, yellows, and blues. So if you're doing more of like a fantasy, spell, witchy Halloween, it works really great for Halloween. But it also fits in really nicely if you're doing a kind of like pastel, whimsical Christmas. So it's really versatile. So this is one of my favorite chunkies. Yeah, so those are some chunky ones. Let's see if anybody else. The copper one is called Copper Rose Flake because I'm not that creative. And it had copper in it, had rose. So that was what I went with. I'm putting these up. While I put these up, if anybody has anything else they want to see, I guess I can show off some of the chunkies for the holidays that I didn't. Some holiday chunkies we have are the Christmas daisy. So this is red, green, silver, kind of chunky flakes of different sizes. And then the peppermint snow. So it has red and white, but it also, if you look really closely, it's got little baby white snowflakes in it. So those are popular for Christmas too. All right. I'm just making sure I'm seeing up in the comments. Looks like Easter too. Oh yeah, the Whimsy would be really good for Easter. I'm going to be honest. I feel like so much of like Valentine's, the season that you do Valentine's, Mardi Gras, and Easter, they seem to run together so closely that for whatever, and like some of the palettes are similar because if you're doing pastel Valentine's Day, a lot of the pastel Valentine's plays into Easter looks, or like the purples from Valentine's Day plays into Mardi Gras, and same with the golds. And so I completely just like merge all three of those holidays together in my mind and then forget about them. But yes, Whimsy Daisy would be great. Any orange glitters? Yes, we've got a few different options for orange glitters. I'm going to take you guys with me. Hold on. I got to just figure out where these go. We're actually right by some orange, which is great. It makes it easy for me. Okay, I'm going to carry us. All right, these are the most common for orange, I believe, off the top of my head. So for orange, oh, that's high. For orange, if we're looking at your more traditional fine standard glitters, we do have just your orange shimmer. So this is a translucent orange acrylic with orange fine glitter flakes in it. Then we have the pumpkin spice orange glitter. So this is more of a muted fall kind of burnt orange copper glitter tone. Then if you want something that's like a more traditional, or not more traditional, well, yeah, a more traditional orange would be the bright orange glitter. And then we do have the neon orange glitter as well. So if I were to make these all pretty with each other, this is kind of how I would compare them. You have the neon, which is going to be the brighter one. In this light, it's coming across a lot more yellow, while it, I feel, has a lot more like guava tone, like guava neon in it than the lighting on here. Then the bright orange is going to be like your more traditional, like think of a clementine. And then you can see the pumpkin orange definitely is the more muted orange. If you want something different that's not a fine glitter, we do have the orange crackled. So this isn't a traditional glitter. It is, again, a semi-translucent orange acrylic embedded with these kind of like sheer holographic flakes. So orange crackled. And then probably one of our most popular orange glitters or confetti is going to be the pumpkin sparkle. Again, the pumpkin sparkle is, or the sparkle collection is where it's at. I love the sparkle collection. So the pumpkin sparkle is really popular if you're looking for an orange. So yeah, these are the oranges. Let me see. Any orange glitters? Okay, I think I'm all caught up on glitters. So yeah, that, if anybody wants to see anything else, again, I am in the showroom, so I can go around and grab a lot of different chips to show you guys everything. So if you want to see glitters, if you want to see, you know, hey, what are good colors for pumpkins, or if you want to see anything else, just let me know in the comments. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to put in any comments, and then at the end I'll do a quick run through of all the new arrivals again for people who hopped on later, so that there's a chance for those. So I will just give anyone, while I kind of put these up, I will give everybody a moment to respond with anything they want to see. So you'll just see me cross back and forth as I get my steps in for these samples. I have one of those webcams that follows you, but it doesn't work well in the showroom because I go so many places in the showroom that it doesn't track me that well. But maybe I should try that out next time. Are these diode laser? So if you go to our website, you can search by diode and anything, and I think it's actually in our new nav bar. So we updated our website. We're still making updates to the update as we go and figure out what we like or what we don't like. But now you can search by machine. So you can search by like CO2, fiber, diode. I think we even have vinyl cutter. But so you can search for all of our diode tested materials. That's going to be anything that we were able to successfully cut on our Glowforge Aura, which is a 10 watt. It's possible that there are other colors that we couldn't get to work on our Aura that you could get to work on your WeCreate because it's a higher wattage. But that's always a good place to start. And then also, if you go to our resources section on the website, there's a settings database. That is a database that is a community database where people can go in and submit the settings that they use for our specific materials. So you can go and see who's submitted, or you can go and see if anybody has submitted settings for your laser. So that's another place to start. So maybe we hadn't gotten something to cut on our Aura, or if they're new arrivals, because figuring out how to cut on the Aura takes a lot of like trial and error. When we get new arrivals in, it can take us a little bit of time to actually confirm if it will or will not cut. So if you go to the settings database, you might be able to see some stuff that people with a 20, with that specific diode or with other diodes have gotten to work. So those would be the two places I would recommend looking to start. And then boop, boop, boop. When I do a run through, could I, oh, you guys are really going to make, I'm going to have to pull up my diode notes, because the diode I do not know off the top of my head. Bale, you want to see some dual color options. Okay. Now I'm trying to think if I want to show you just the two tones or if I want to show you some fun stuff. Well, I'll show it at the end. Well, I'll just go to the wall. I'll go to the wall. That's what we'll do. We'll go to the wall to start. These aren't all the two-tones, but these are going to be our standard two-tones. So, as I walk around. Okay. So, if you hadn't seen them, these are a lot of our neon two-tones. I'll just grab a few really quickly to show you guys. I went over these in the new arrival, but this gives you an idea. So we have some neon two-tones like the neon pink to white. Then we have the neon pink to black. And then we have a black to neon orange. So we've got, I think we got over 11 two-tones in that are in the neon collection that either have a white core, a black core, or they have a black top coat with a neon core. So those are fun and exciting. Let's see. For Halloween, we do have our white, our orange to white and our orange to black two-tones that aren't neon. We have a ton over here. I think these ones are super underrated. I like these ones a lot. So we have the mint. The lighting over here is so bad. I'm trying to, the lighting, okay, I have to move away from this light. That's what I have to do. Excuse me. That should be better. Maybe not. Yeah. There. So we have like this baby pink to white two-tone and this mint, spearmint to white two-tone. I think these are super underrated. I like these a lot for vintage pastel Christmas, as well as Easter and Valentine's Day. Let's see. Now I will take you to the other two tones that I think are more fun. Not more fun. They're new. So since they're new, I like to play with them. Man, I'm really getting my steps in, guys. All right. Now let's see if I can take these off without screwing something up. So we have all these sheets of flexible engraving plastic, and these sheets are super, super thin and flexible, but they're durable. Don't worry, they're not going to like tear like paper or anything. And so if you need something lightweight or you're on a budget, like these are great options. Some of the ones that have been really popular have been these styles with like this like marbling. So like the red with the like black marbling on white, and then it's in blue and gray. These have been really popular. For these sheets, we carry them with 3M or without 3M already on the back, which is really convenient for a lot of people. Another one that I really like is the copper to black flexible engraving plastic. I am being forced by my husband to make a whole bunch of like custom engraved computer desktop like labels and accessories for him on that because I haven't ever made him anything on my laser, which is sad. And that's what he requested. So that one's really popular. And then, hold on, I want to make sure I'm all pulled up on comments because I get distracted. Oh, but next time, Craft Bunny, because we'll have, you know, it is our anniversary month, which means our anniversary sale, hint, hint, wink, wink. I can't say anything about the details or when yet, but we tend to do it around the same time every year. So you'll be keep an eye on our emails and our Facebook group for some teasers and notifications. So there'll be more times to order. But yeah, the holographic to chrome leatherette is super cool. And then the other two tones I wanted to show off because I think they're really funky are the naturals. They are 1/16. That's not the right one. 1/16, and they have a texture on it. So like this has like that leather texture, and it's a real texture. My favorite is definitely the Naturals whitewash to white. I think this is really good for like weddings that want to kind of still stay within that like off-white neutral vibe, but bring in some natural textures. And then I also think well, that's not the one. This one, the tobacco leather to white is really great for like football or sports season. So those are probably my favorite two tones of the option. Can I see wood options? I will show you our true flat. We don't have a lot of wood. We have MDF. So we have true flat and we have some MDF. But we do have a lot of faux wood options. So like just the two tones I was showing off, all of these are with a wood texture. And then we also do have some faux wood grain acrylic sheets. But I will take you to the true flat. Let me put this up. I'm going around, guys. All right. And I feel like I'm not entirely sure, but I'm worried that it might, the live with the new setup, it might stop it at a certain time. So I'm going to try to get off before I think that will happen. But just in case. So for wood, again, we don't have any wood with. What we do carry is MDF and true flat. So for MDF, we have our Maker MDF, which is just your standard MDF. We have it in 1/8 and 1/4 inch. And then we carry true flat, which is a MDF core with a special coating on top. So for that, we have a few different options within true flat. So we have the true flat black. So it engraves to the MDF core, so you don't have to paint fill it if you didn't want to. But the great thing about true flat is you can like paint and wipe to do your paint fill. You don't have to mask or anything. Then we have the true flat oak, true flat linen. This one I think is really underrated as well. It works really great. I know a lot of people use it for like country or antique things, which is great, but I think coastal, and then I've seen it being used in like somebody did like a series of like hotel key tags for like a spa, like a luxury spa. And I thought the linen looked really cool. Then there is the true flat maple, true flat walnut. I really like doing this with a gold paint fill. I think it looks really sharp. And then we have the true flat white 2.0. The true flat white 2.0 is upgraded from the original true flat. So it has a glossier finish, which makes it easier to clean. And you can also use it for like a whiteboard. So those are the like quote unquote wood options we have. Again, they're just the MDF. Oh, and we also have sublimation MDF, but I'm not, so we have the double-sided sublimation MDF. We did just get that restocked along with our sublimation acrylic. And now I'm gonna not put these up. I'll let somebody else put them up. The store is open on Saturdays. So we're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and then Saturdays, 11 to 3. We sometimes are closed on Saturdays if it's like a holiday weekend. So we're open this Saturday. All right, I'm putting these up. So if anybody, any place you recommend for wood. For online, GS2, Laser Cut Wood Supplies, Creative Cuts. They all have wood that I've used and works well. If you're local to Houston, Houston Hardwoods is pretty good. Honestly, I tend to get my wood from a guy who just cuts it down in his garage. So I'm a little bit spoiled there. But yeah, so I would start GS2, Creative Cuts, Laser Cut Wood Supplies. H&H has good MDF. I know Smoky Hills has a lot of wood as well, and they do the pattern plywood. I personally have not worked with, I've worked with their pattern ply, but I haven't worked with a lot of their other wood. So I'm less familiar with their setup. So those are the ones off the top of my head you could look for. Yeah. So I think that is it. All right. I think most people have seen things they wanted to see. So I'm going to go back and sit down, and then really quickly before this potentially does get disconnected. I don't think it will, but I'm also hungry. It's late. It's been a long couple days. When we have these new arrivals, it is all hands on deck. And sorry, I had to plug in my computer. It is all hands on deck, and we get the products in and we just go until every product has a photo, has been barcoded, has been processed, quality checked, so we can get restocks and new arrivals up to everybody as quickly as possible. So it wipes the team out. And I don't think any of us were expecting as many new arrivals as we did to fall all at the same time, because there were some like tracking delays. So we're like, oh, it'll be spaced out. And then woo, they were all in all at the same time, which is very exciting, but a lot of work. And Courtney and Patrick had just gone to, they had been out at Thunder Ignite for Thunder Lasers, which was super great event full of amazing content. Bale was there with just one more project, I know. And so they came back like ready to like have a quiet week, and then boom, new arrivals. So again, if you guys already saw the new arrivals, I apologize for being repetitive, but I know some people hop on late. So before I get off for the night, I'm going to do one final run through. And while I'm doing that, you guys have time to put in the comments any questions you might have. So first new arrival, the white, green to red tri-layer, which is perfect for Christmas. Also, like, somebody pointed out, like, so many countries have flags that are white, green, and red, which I completely forgot. I didn't even think about that. But like Italy, Mexico, I don't know a lot of countries or flags. I clearly need to study that. I must have failed that part of elementary school. So this is a super fun tri-layer, and it is our first of many. So keep an eye out. Then for two-tones, we got like over 10 new two-tones in for neons. So we have these black to neons where it's a black top with a neon core. So black to neon green, black to neon yellow, and black to neon orange. Can't wait to use this for Halloween. Then we have the neons to white. So we have neon pink to white, neon orange to white, neon green to white. And then we have the neons to black. So we've got the neon pink to black, neon green to black, neon yellow to black, and neon orange to black. Then for the maker prints, if you haven't seen them, we got in some holiday ones and just some just cuz. So for our holidays, we added 3 more to our Halloween collection. We have the jack-o'-lanterns on black, retro bones on black, and retro ghosts on black. So these are a little bit more cutesy and fun than some of our additional or our first Halloween prints. The blood splatter has been really popular, and I love the blood splatter, but we needed something a little bit more fun and cutesy for the kids. So we've got these. Then our other maker prints, we've got these Christmas lights on clear, candy cane stripes on white, and then candy cane lane on white. So this is just starting us off for some fun Christmas styles. And then if you're not quite in the holiday spirit yet, or you just want something a little bit different, we brought on some fun little ones. So we have the green camo on black, along with the pink camo on white. And then we've got the highly requested pink cow print. And we have just a basic black and white checkered. So it's black checkered on white. The core is white. So this is also really versatile because checkers are in no matter what, but you can incorporate them in almost any holiday. I've seen the black and white checkered for Christmas. I've seen the black and white checkered for Halloween, just normal decor. So that's a really good staple there. Hold on, I'm going to really quickly check comments. We do not have a distributor in Mexico. We do ship to Mexico. So if you're on our website and you ever are doing shipping outside the US, I always recommend you build a sample cart and then you can go to checkout. And before you commit to checkout or anything like that, you just have to put in your shipping information. It'll tell you how much to expect for your shipping costs. And then also you would need to be prepared for any potential like duties, customs, taxes that would be applied at your country. So we do ship, we just don't have distributors. And then the final set of new arrivals we got are the leatherette. So we restocked a lot of our leatherette. We did go with a reformulated version of leatherette. So we're starting to call everything Maker leatherette. So we have our holographic chrome to black Maker leatherette. And this is a super smooth finish. And we also have it as a keychain. Then we did a bunch of restocks for the leatherettes, but we also launched our new Signature Maker Leatherette collection. So the Signature Maker Leatherette collection is a very smooth, kind of like luxurious, I can't say that word, luxurious feel. So this is the Signature Rawhide Maker Leatherette compared to the standard Rawhide Maker Leatherette. So this one you can see just by the texture alone. So your standard Maker Leatherette is going to have that kind of like leather grain and texture, which I still am really in love with. It can make it a little bit hard to clean up the char sometimes, and it probably has a bit more of like that rustic feel if you're trying to bring in like the shadow and the texture and like the depth. So still definitely a great option. There's a place for both. But then if you need something that might have a little bit of a cleaner vibe, you can look at the Signature collection. It's really noticeable in the full-size sheets that you still do get that kind of like veining, like change of shade. It's not one flat color. You do have that like variegation in the pattern and the shading and on the Signature sheets. It's just a lot more noticeable in the full-size sheets versus the small little chips. But for the Signature collection, we started with our Signature Rawhide Maker Leatherette, the Signature Navy to Black Leatherette, Signature Forest Green to Black Maker Leatherette, and then the Signature Black to Black Maker Leatherette. The green and the navy are dark. I wanted them to kind of be like these dark, like kind of royal moody tones, but you can see when I hold them up to the black, more of the green and blue really stands out. So those are all of our new styles. So I think that is everything. I know the green I'm obsessed with. The green and the blue, I want to make something with it. Honestly, I just like reorganized my entire closet, and we're going to redo like my paint on my walls to be like dark academia. And I think I might make some like custom organization labels out of the green or the navy, and then maybe do like a gold mirror frame or border around it. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it and see what I come up with. So yeah, those are all of the new arrivals. We've got so much more coming. If you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, the official Houston Acrylic Facebook group, go ahead and do so. That's where you're going to get sneak peeks of new arrivals. We post potential new styles. Like we just had people vote on their favorite maker prints to bring out of the vault. And we're planning our next set of orders and custom productions. So that's your place to really like engage and bring up things you want to see or comment on things, as well as be the first to know about any special sales we have coming up, which it is our birthday month. So hint, hint, wink, wink, keep an eye out for that sale announcement for later in the month if you haven't been watching for it already. And yeah, I think that is everything. So again, I will just give anybody a few more seconds if they need to see a certain color or ask a question. The other questions I have gotten on the live is about diode materials. You can search by diode machine on our updated website. We also do have under resources a settings database where other members have started to put what materials they've cut on which machine. So you could go and search to see if any members have posted their settings on a diode machine. So you can search by machine and by material. So those are two options if you are diode laser users. So I know that all the craft plastics except the translucent ones can cut on the diode. I'm pretty sure the vast majority of the flexible engraving plastics can as well because they're thinner. Leatherette you're good with on the diodes. It's just when you start getting into the rest of the 1/8 acrylic and 1/6 in the thicker acrylics where it's can be a lot more hit or miss. So I think that is everything. Thank you so much for joining and for being a part of the new streaming system that I was trying to figure out. I appreciate everybody's patience, and I will be back next time. So have a great week.